Hi everyone, this is Anup from Learn for Tarakki. Today in this session, we are going to talk about Express-Graphql library, which is used to add GraphQL capability within the Node and Express combination. It can also be used along with the Restify and Connect library as well. So let's begin by exploring this library, as well as we will be creating a HelloWorld application using this Express-Graphql library along with the Express server using Express-Graphql library. I'm sitting on the empty folder HelloWorld Express GraphQL. You can be on any of the folder. And now we are going to create a node project within this folder, and then we will be installing the libraries which are relevant for this HelloWorld project. So let's first create a node project with this npm init-y. It will initialize with a package.json file. Let me clear the terminal, and then we will be installing the libraries which are required. First is the Express, which is needed to create the Node Express server. Then we need a GraphQL core library, and then finally we will be needing Express-Graphql we are talking about. Okay, so let's open it in the VS Code. I've already opened it in the VS Code. Let me open it. So we are sitting on this folder. So to start with, we need to create a server.js file. So let me create the server.js file within it. And let's start with, first of all, we will be importing the functions which are required. First is the Express. We will be building the Express server. Then we will be importing the functions for build schema. And then we will be importing the binding function that will bind the type definitions and resolvers together. Let Express require Express. Then we need build schema function from GraphQL library. Then we need GraphQL HTTP function from Express GraphQL library. Okay, so we already discussed about that in the core component of the GraphQL is type definition and resolver. So we first be creating the type definition. Since we are going to create the Hello World application, so in this application, the objective is to return back the response in string format. So we will be creating the type definition of type query, because this is actually the reading of data with the help of GraphQL. Let us create the type definitions. We will be using build schema function. Here we will be passing the type definition of type query, because we are building a hello world program that returns a string. So here the first parameter, basically this is actually the operation for the field, and then we pass in the return type. Okay, so here we can also pass in the argument. So it will be similar to declaring a function, and resolver is similar to defining the function. So I have just projected the syntax of this. So the operation in this case, I am putting it as hello, and we are not passing any argument, so we can leave it as empty, or this is also not mandatory, so we can remove this. And for the return type, we will be typing in the string, because we are sending back the response in the format of string. So we are done with the type definition. Now we will be creating the resolver. So here we are using the name schema root value, because the GraphQL HTTP function takes in this schema and root value as an attribute. You can name it differently, but you need to map it explicitly while typing in the object literal for GraphQL HTTP function. So let us create the resolver for this hello query. So since this is an operation name, we are going to define the function, which is basically a handler. In the rest world, we talk in terms of controllers. Here we talk in terms of resolvers. So now it is not taking any argument. So hello will be not be receiving any argument. So it will be returning a message, hello message, hello world message. So this is the resolver. Root value is encapsulating the resolver with the operation name hello and returning hello world. So let us now create the Express server. And then we will be using Express-Graphql library middleware to bind the HTTP post / GraphQL endpoint to that particular middleware. It is GraphQL HTTP is a function from Express-Graphql which takes in the options. The first option is the schema. The second option is the resolver with the name root value. And thirdly, it also supports the GraphiQL IDE. So we can enable this functionality by passing in the GraphiQL option as true. So we are done with binding these two type definitions and the resolver with the help of this function. Now this has to listen on some port. So we are using 4000 to start the server at port 4000. Now we are done with this application. We have created the Express server and we have also used the Express-Graphql library as a middleware to intercept all the requests which lands on the HTTP post / GraphQL and parse the GraphQL request and respond back as per the resolver definition. So let us run this application. Let me open the terminal. Using the node server.js. So the application is started or server is started at port 4000. So let us open the browser to open GraphQL tool. The server is listening on port 4000. Just type in this endpoint on the browser. It will open up the GraphiQL tool to make the GraphQL query request. So we have created the type definition with hello:string. So the same query we need to pass in from the client to make it work. So the query will be hello. The simple query. Just send the request. So this is the response we retrieve from the GraphQL server. So data we are not added it by default. It is being added by the Express-Graphql middleware, and this is the response. A similar request can be made with the help of the Postman. So let me open the Postman. Make you aware that the same thing can be done with the help of Postman. So it is not that we should be simply relying on the GraphiQL tool to make the GraphQL request. We can also rely on the Postman. Just add the request in the Postman. For this, you can name it any request, GraphQL request. And for GraphQL, it is always HTTP post. Since our application is exposed at 4000, so just type in the endpoint here. In the body section, you have to select the GraphQL option to make the GraphQL query. Just type in the same query here. Once you type in and press send, it will send the request and the response will arrive here in the Postman. So that's it for now. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you do not want to miss any upcoming videos in this series. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.